It's a cold one today. Now I know some of you have it much worse than that, so I'm not complaining. Well, yeah, I am. So, sorry. I love my Outcast 4S. I love my Sinton 3S. This seemed to be the absolute best option in between. Pretty sure I've watched at least 3 videos where the title was something like, the best RC car ever. I really hope this has better steering performance than this. Now we're gonna test this in a lot of different ways. Quick 3S run, just to make sure it still runs nicely with a 3S. We're gonna jump it, we're gonna run it through dirt, gravel, grass, concrete. Before all that, we're just gonna go over the features that we can see on the unit inside the box. And afterwards, we're gonna see if it actually holds up to what other people say. And of course, see if there's anything malfunctioning or broken. Arrma's been going the extra mile, giving us batteries for the controller, owner's manual, a technical pack with some of your common procedures, a wheel nut wrench, wrenches you may need, and extra spring clips. Same Spectrum SLT3. Now you're gonna see that when it was 9 degrees outside, we had trouble with that. The batteries just couldn't deliver the juice fast enough because the juice was probably kind of frozen. But after a couple of days it warmed up just enough for the snow we got that night to stay on the ground. And the way this performed in the snow was awesome. Obviously you're gonna see that in a second though. That suspension travel is really good. Rear too. Some people say that this suspension's a little on the soft side, and it might be. I feel the softness, but that's kind of what you want in these, so it really just depends on the terrain. There's a size comparison with the Sinton 4S Outcast and a V5 6S Crate. Big fan of the Toyota racing colors and the dudes inside.
Please go easy on us.
You'll be fine. It's got a nice solid plastic chassis, and this model has a center differential. We'll talk more about that in a second. Really love the way that suspension feels. These tires feel like they should grip and still slide around really well. Oh, and they have mud flaps on this one too. I like the extra body protection they put on there. Integrated mud guard on the body. A lot of you know this stuff already, but we've got an aluminum chassis brace up top, a whole lot of extra bracing around the differentials and the axle drive cups, 2400 kV motor, a servo that is supposed to be stronger. It really didn't work all that well on that Outcast, but I think it's because of the servo saver. Looks like it's probably the same assembly in there, but with the smaller tires it may work fine. Oh man, and another one where the power button's gonna be really tough to reach with the body on. Alright, wheelie bar, ultra chunky bumpers. I mean, look at that bumper spring. Center differential is inside this power module. Now I'm gonna show more on the center differential at the end, because I think once you see how awesome this thing handles, you'll get it, if you don't already know. Nice big 4S line of shocks. I definitely think they feel awesome, and they did a great job on the Outcast. There's a center support bearing for the drive shaft. It's a little wobbly, but it's just there for moral support. Plastic telescoping drive shafts with metal at the joint ends. Adjustable upper control arms in the rear and the front, along with tie rods. All right, I think that's enough preliminary information. I already know how awesome this thing is. Now I want you to see it, and then we'll be back in here to talk about the good, the bad, and the awesome.
Oh, my head still hurts.
Whatever, that was awesome.
Oh, the power dropped out. I think it's because the batteries are so cold, even though I charged them inside to prevent this. Yeah, it is cold, man. I know, at least you have mittens. Oh! Well, now my face is muddy, isn't it? You got yourself that time. Let's try this again. Well, we got lucky there. I thought I checked those for tightness. Maybe I didn't. They were all a little bit loose. I wouldn't call it loose, just not tight enough. But if it's not tight, it's loose, so they were loose. My wife said she'd never drive a minivan. That was an easy full trigger. 40.6. There was definitely no disappointment there. Straight to 4S. Oops. Oh, having a rear shock problem. Alright, as I suspected, I did bend a shock rod a little bit. That was a hard hit right into a rock. That's alright, these are really good shocks. Going to very carefully try to bend it back in place. Alright, I think we got it. It's not getting stuck anymore. Whoa! Oh! That will knock your feet out. Oh, not sure why I hit the throttle there. That was a little closer than I meant for it to be. Yep. 46.2. All right, let's go backflip. Nope. Ugh. That was pretty nasty. Something's definitely broken here. We'll check that out in a second. Yeah, it's a little dirty. I have fantastic news. The rear bumper, the only thing that broke were the screws. We're not done with her yet. We're just gonna fix that bumper real quick. One of those broken screws I just can't grab, so zip ties it is. She's ready for more.
Oh, geez.
Out of all that space, you just had to hit that clump of dirt, huh? All right, Max has the paddles on his HBX. Go. This thing doesn't need paddles. She's just skating. The control this has is insane. Someone did some real car donuts in here and tore up the gravel really good. Now it's all lumpy. Sweet. Oh, come on. Yeah. This is one heck of a machine. Seriously, this is awesome. It's crazy how quiet it sounds. Sorry. Whoa! Yep, I almost fell. Oh! Oh, it's just dirt. Of course, it's frozen dirt. Ow! Oh, there's rocks stuck in my steering. I knew that would happen eventually. Oh, wrong. There we go. Oh! Did you like your gravel shower?
No.
Nice and snowy.
Dude, there's some ice in here.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It's a lake. Look at Max's snowman. You like it? Arrma Mojave. This thing not only handled well on all the terrains that I tried, it handled well in the snow, like really well. Now it wasn't icy snow, it was very powdery, so it had a perfect amount of slickness to it. But it was super fun. I really hope you didn't skip that part. Studies have confirmed that those who press the like button are among the coolest people. But really, we just appreciate that a lot, so thank you. The soft suspension is really great, even on the jumps. Small jumps, it just soaks up the landing like a sponge. No, but you get it. I did add the extra preload spring clips that it comes with to each shock. That just gave it a little bit more stiffness to help it around turns and when sliding. And that's kind of up to you to decide if you need those or not, just depending on how you drive and where you drive and what you're driving on. Why am I talking over here? There's nothing there. A bike that needs to be fixed and a dolly. And a shelf of junk. All right, what did we break? The body. The body broke. It didn't fall apart. I mean, looking at it, you would never know the body's broken. But over here, there's some splits. This sticker pulled off, I taped it back on. Same place here on the other side, but it looks like those are the only two spots. We slid pretty heftily forceful into a rock with this tire. Wheel and tire, everything look awesome. It bent this shock rod. You saw we fixed it though. We use this multi-tool to grab the shock shaft. I'll link that in the description. Well, the website it comes from. By the way, I hope you can tell that my reviews are completely honest. I show you everything that I find, everything that I see. I purposely drive rough so that you can see the weak spots if there are any. Well, there's always weak spots. But if you do decide that you want to buy a car that I review, using the links I provide in the video descriptions helps the channel out a lot, and we really appreciate that. And then you already saw we broke the rear bumper here. The zip ties held up perfectly. I didn't replace any of those. They're actually very tight. I really like these washers, even though it's just something else you have to do, especially because you have to take the body off to switch this unit on and off. I mean, unless you went and removed this integrated mud guard, which I wouldn't do because it definitely stopped a whole lot of junk from getting in here. And it was still full. The steering performance was just fine. Again, there was a little left to be desired with the steering performance on the Outcast. Also on my Creighton when I first got it. This one was fine. Smaller tires, not as wide of a stance. There's less load on the system. It performs amazingly on 3S. We got over 40 miles an hour on 3S and only 46 and change on 4S. Now that tells me that most likely we didn't hit the top speed on 4S. Of course, it was cold that day. Funny enough, it's literally like 50 degrees out here now. I don't know what planet this is. This whole video is like a massive range of weather changes. Yeah, it's like 1 a.m., but we've had nothing but rain for 2 days straight. I mean, it is soggy out there. And most likely if it was a 50-degree day, we would have hit 50 miles an hour. Going from 3S to 4S should definitely be more than a 6-mile-an-hour difference. And the center differential. That's what allows the rear wheels to spin without the front wheels spinning right now. It's not just the performance, but a center differential actually adds durability too, because it spreads the load given to the drivetrain throughout the whole vehicle instead of just one single differential. And then it helps keep the car planted on the ground. You may have noticed there's not a whole lot of wheelie action with this thing. Now, if you tune the center differential differently, it might. But that's what gives it such great performance, especially when you're doing drifts and donuts and stuff. You might have noticed it does them very well. It's just a lot of sciencey stuff, but it works. You guys doing okay in there?
I should not have eaten that spicy bean burrito for breakfast.